Going viral. Brock Lesnar's most humiliating moment ever. Oba Femi made the Beast pay instantly. Brock Lesnar stood in the middle of that Raw ring with Paul Heyman beside him, a video package playing on the screen where he admitted out loud, on national television, to the entire wrestling world that Oba Femi beat him so badly at WrestleMania 42 that he said the words no beast incarnate should ever say. That's it. I'm done. The most physically dominant performer in the history of professional wrestling. The man who conquered The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. The man who destroyed John Cena in 90 seconds. The man who made Roman Reigns bleed at every major premium live event for 3 straight years sat in a video package and confessed that a 26-year-old Nigerian powerhouse from Lagos humiliated him so completely, so thoroughly, so devastatingly in under 5 minutes at Allegiant Stadium that his only response was to take off his boots, place them in the ring, hug Paul Heyman, and walk away from professional wrestling forever. And the entire wrestling world replayed that confession on loop. It went viral within minutes. The clip spread across every platform. Every wrestling fan, whether they love Brock Lesnar or hate him, felt the same thing watching that video. They felt the specific, unprecedented, genuinely historic weight of the most feared man in WWE admitting he got his soul taken by a man who has not even reached his peak yet. And then Oba Femi walked to that ring, signed the contract, looked Paul Heyman dead in the eyes, and said 5 words that broke the internet all over again. I am fighting to kill him. Turan, May 31st. The rematch is on. And nothing about this story will ever be the same. Let us go back to the moment that started all of this. Because to fully understand the magnitude of Brock Lesnar's public humiliation and the specific, volcanic fury driving Oba Femi into Clash in Italy, you need to sit with what actually happened at WrestleMania 42 Night 2 in Las Vegas. It was in the opening match of WWE WrestleMania 42 Night 2 that Oba Femi bested Brock Lesnar. Post-match, Lesnar took off his wrestling boots and gloves, saluted the crowd, and embraced Paul Heyman. Yahoo Sports, https://sports.yahoo.com/wrestling/breaking-news/live/wwe-raw-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns-reigns- match of night 2. Brock Lesnar, who has headlined WrestleMania, who has been the most expensive and most protected performer in this company for 15 years, was placed in the opening slot and pinned clean in under 5 minutes by a 26-year-old who has been on the main roster for less than a year. The wrestling world was drawing comparisons to Goldberg's iconic return bout at Survivor Series 2016, where Goldberg squashed Lesnar in under 2 minutes. Yardbarker, https://www.yardbarker.com/wrestling/article/www_raw_gunter_cat_raw_s1_422_k//s1_4366886. The Goldberg comparison. Think about what that means. Brock Lesnar, the man who made Goldberg relevant again, who conquered Goldberg twice, who made that rivalry one of the most financially successful in WWE history, was on the receiving end of that same energy at WrestleMania 42. He was the one getting squashed. He was the one eating the quick, dominant, statement victory. And the man delivering it was not a returning legend with decades of equity. It was Oba Femi, the ruler. A man who has been announcing his arrival to professional wrestling's top tier in the loudest, most undeniable terms possible. At WrestleMania 42, the betting market had already spoken. BetOnline listed Femi as a -350 favorite, with Lesnar coming in as a +225 underdog, a remarkable line given Lesnar's stature. Prediction markets reflected similar confidence, with Femi carrying approximately 70% implied probability heading into the match. Femi delivered on that faith, defeating Lesnar and cementing himself as a legitimate main event presence. Wrestling Incorporated. https://www.wrestlinginc.com/2136267/wwe-raw-seth-medically-cleared-compete-attacked-gunther, a +225 underdog. That is what Brock Lesnar had become heading into WrestleMania 42. The gambling world, the cold, emotionless, purely data-driven gambling world, looked at this match and said Brock Lesnar is more likely to lose than win. And they were right. And Lesnar's response in the aftermath, the boots in the ring, the gloves on the canvas, the emotional Heyman embrace, the crowd salute, told the story of a man who knew in that moment that the chapter was closed, that the body had sent the final signal, that the beast had been conquered. For 30 days, that is where the story lived. Lesnar gone. Retired. Done. Oba Femi beginning the open challenge era, running through every opponent brave enough to answer, building the kind of momentum that turns rising stars into permanent fixtures at the top of Monday Night Raw. The ruler was running his kingdom, and the man he dethroned was at home in Minnesota, apparently at peace with how the story ended. And then May 18th happened. Femi's run came to a crashing halt on the May 18 edition of Raw when Lesnar suddenly returned to unleash a surprise attack on the ruler and set the stage for a highly anticipated rematch. Call now, https://www.raw-live-results-march-30-202603. Lesnar was visibly humiliated by the April defeat, and the 4F5 assault on Raw communicated in physical terms exactly what motivates his return: revenge, not redemption. Wrestling Incorporated. https://www.wrestling.com/2136267/wwe-wrestling-medically-cleared-compete-attacked-gunther. For F5S. Not one statement move. Not a single punctuation mark on a return promo. For F5S. On the same man he admitted humiliated him so badly he had to retire. On the same man who took his boots from the ring like a trophy. On the same man who had spent 30 days building an open challenge era that carried none of Brock Lesnar's name in its foundation. For F5S, because one was not enough to communicate what lives inside Brock Lesnar right now. And the reaction from the wrestling world was immediate and split directly down the middle. Half the internet was electric. The beast is back. The retirement was a storyline. The monster has been awakened by embarrassment and is coming back for everything. The other half was furious. This is exactly what we warned about. This is a legend protecting his legacy at the expense of the future. This is Brock Lesnar refusing to let Oba Femi have his moment cleanly. And both reactions were valid. And both reactions told you everything you needed to know about why this rematch in Turin is the most compelling, most genuinely uncertain match on the entire Clash in Italy card. Because then came May 25, Columbus, Ohio. And the two moments that broke the internet simultaneously and in completely opposite directions. Paul Heyman set up the message from the ring, billing Sunday's bout as the biggest rematch in WWE history. In the video, Lesnar admitted his WrestleMania 42 loss to Femi got under his skin. "I've had my share of ass whoopings over the years, but none quite like that. It was humbling," Lesnar said. "You beat my ass so bad I said, that's it, I'm done. But that doesn't sit very well with me, Oba. You're gonna get your ass kicked by a humbled, retired beast. Brock Lesnar will conquer Oba Femi. I am gonna rule over Oba Femi." WWE, https://www.WWE.com/video/Gunther-attacks-Seth-Rollins-March-30-2026. A humbled, retired beast. That is the version of Brock Lesnar coming to Turin. Not the swaggering, all-conquering, unbeatable monster of 2014 who ended The Undertaker's streak on a night nobody saw coming. Not the dominant Universal Champion who held Roman Reigns at bay for years. A humbled man. A man whose pride has been wounded in the most public, most viral, most historically documented way possible. And a humbled Brock Lesnar, a Lesnar with something to prove rather than something to protect, is potentially the most dangerous version of this man in a decade. And then Oba Femi answered. And the internet shattered for the second time in the same night. Femi said his approach has changed since WrestleMania. In Las Vegas, he was fighting to beat Lesnar. In Turin, he said he is fighting to kill him. He then produced the rematch contract and had Heyman sign off on it. WWE, https://www.WWE.com/video/Gunther-attacks-Raw-highlights-March-30-2026. Fighting. 2. Kill him. Not beat him. Not pin him. Not give him a retirement moment worthy of his legacy. Kill. And the word choice is not accidental. It is not hyperbole. It is Oba Femi communicating in the clearest possible language that he understands exactly what Brock Lesnar's return actually means. It means the WrestleMania victory, the boots in the ring, the emotional retirement. None of it is enough. None of it finished the story. And in Turin, Femi intends to write an ending so definitive, so complete, so final that no video package, no Paul Heyman promo, no emotional return can ever reopen it. Lesnar congratulated Oba for winning at WrestleMania and said that while he had his fair share of ass whoopings before, that night was pretty bad. He then continued, "It's not gonna end that way, Oba Femi." He said he can take an ass whopping but questioned if Oba can. Call now, https://www/WWE-results-winners-march-30-202603. Can Oba take an ass whopping? That is Brock Lesnar's entire argument heading into Turin. Femi beat him clean at WrestleMania, but he beat him in under 5 minutes. In a match that never truly tested Femi's ability to absorb punishment, to dig deep in the championship rounds, to survive the specific hell that Brock Lesnar creates when a match goes past the point where his opponent's cardio starts failing and his own relentless, superhuman conditioning takes over. Femi beat the opening match, undermotivated, retirement-accepting version of Brock Lesnar. He has never faced the humiliated, revenge-driven, nothing-to-lose version. And that specific distinction is what should be making every Femi fan genuinely, legitimately nervous heading into the Inalpi arena. Dave Meltzer indicated that Lesnar will not retire after Sunday and that he will likely compete at SummerSlam 2026. He is retired because they are using the word, but he is obviously not retired because he is wrestling on this one, Meltzer said. WWE, https://www.shows/smackdown/2026-2026-03-27. He is obviously not retired. The retirement was theater. The boots in the ring were a prop. The Heyman embrace was a performance. And the entire wrestling world that shed a tear for the Beast's farewell at WrestleMania was played. Brock Lesnar did not retire. He waited. He let the humiliation marinate. He let Oba Femi celebrate and build momentum and open challenges and exist in a WWE landscape that no longer feared his name. And then he came back on Raw and delivered 4 F5s as the receipt for every day of that marination. With one win apiece after Clash in Italy, the stage would be set for one final rubber match potentially at SummerSlam 2026 in Minneapolis, Lesnar's adopted home state. Yardbarker, https://www.yardbarker.com/wrestling/article/WWE_raw_gunther_Raw_422_Chaos/S1_Raw_1770_2_K//S1_4366889 Minneapolis. SummerSlam, the retirement destination that was whispered about before WrestleMania. Still waiting. Still possible. Still the ultimate horizon of this story. Which means Turin on May 31st is not the final chapter. It is the middle chapter. The one where both men are tested at maximum intensity. Femi with everything he earned at WrestleMania on the line against a man who has nothing left to lose, Lesnar with his entire legacy and every claim to greatness that the humiliation of WrestleMania stripped from him publicly and virally and permanently. This is the most viral feud in professional wrestling right now. Not because of championships. Not because of factions or family drama or decade-long rivalries. Because of something rawer and more human than any of that. A 48-year-old legend admitted he got his soul taken by a 26-year-old. And the 26-year-old came to Raw, looked at that confession on the screen, and told the world he was coming to finish the job permanently. In Italy, on May 31st, at the Inalpi Arena in Turin, in WWE's first ever premium live event on Italian soil, the Beast was humiliated. Oba Femi made him pay instantly. And Turin is where the final reckoning between these two forces gets written in the most definitive, most brutal, most unmissable terms possible. Drop a comment right now. Does Brock Lesnar get his revenge in Italy? Or does Oba Femi kill the Beast for good and cement himself as the most dominant force in Monday Night Raw history? Share this video because this is the most viral match of the entire year and the people cannot miss what is happening in Turin. I'm Wrestling News CC. The Beast was humbled. The ruler is hungry. And Clash in Italy cannot get here fast enough.